there is a significant difference between a first, second, and third offense DUI charge. Now, obviously, we can tell by the numbers that a first means it's your first time, a second, your second time, and so on. And of course, pretty much everybody knows that the penalties increase the more times you've done it before. Probably the primary difference between the first two and the third is that a third offense DUI is a felony charge and at least theoretically carries the possibility of going to prison, although nobody does. Interestingly enough, there is no higher offense than a third offense. So if it's your 7th or 8th or 15th DUI, it's only charged as a third offense DUI. The other end of the spectrum, we have first offense DUIs, which, if handled properly, often look like an out-of-character incident, an instance of bad judgment, something that we can explain as perhaps being inattentive at the moment, being in a situation where you're unfamiliar, and making a mistake in choosing to drive home. Second offense DUIs not only sit in the middle between first and third, but they're also kind of a hybrid between a first and a third. It's not a felony, it's not as bad as having done it a third time, but you've done it a second time. You should have learned from the first time you've done this. From the court's point of view, and legally speaking, there is a presumption that second offense drivers have an alcohol problem, have a troubled relationship to alcohol. And it doesn't matter how much you drink. So a person can come and say, I only drink once a month, or I only drink a couple of times a year. From the court's point of view, on two separate occasions when you have drank, you've got behind the wheel and got caught driving drunk. So that in and of itself means that your drinking is an elevated risk. But at the end of the day, and for all of that, the key difference is one of punishment. A first offense DUI is punishable generally by probation, some fines, and a restricted license. A second offense DUI will carry a longer term of probation, depending on the court, perhaps some jail time unless the case is handled really well, and more severe license sanctions, including a total loss of license. And a third offense DUI, well, that's another thing altogether, and that's when you're really in trouble and need a good DUI lawyer.